Hey! Hope you are doing well today. So you know what this means? We're going to do another children's lesson. But we're going to start off with an activity. So today's activity, your parents are going to help with this. Okay? So your parents are going to call out two numbers. The number 5 and the number 2. So, for example, they might say, do 5 jumping jacks. And you got to do 5 jumping jacks. They might say, spin around twice. So you got to spin around twice. And then they'll come up with some more things for you to do. You can even give them some suggestions if you'd like. So, hope you have a great time doing this activity. So, have you ever been hungry before? Yes, you have. You're probably thinking, Justin, what kind of question is that? Because I get hungry all the time. Oh, I get hungry all the time as well. You know, when you're hungry and then all of a sudden you think, I can't wait to eat. And you start eating, and then afterwards your belly's full, you feel good. Well, we know like when we eat, that food gives us strength. We feel better, and we're able to go on with our day. But we know that like a few hours later, you start getting hungry again, and you need more food. Well, in today's lesson, we're going to be talking about Jesus took a small amount of food, and then he turned it into a lot of food, and he fed a lot of people. So, let's read this story. We're going to be reading from John chapter 6, verses 1 through 15. After this, Jesus crossed the Sea of Galilee, or Tiberias. A huge crowd was following him because they saw the signs that he was performing by healing the sick. Jesus went up a mountain and sat down there with his disciples. Now the Passover, a Jewish festival, was near. So when Jesus looked up and noticed a huge crowd coming toward him, he asked Philip, "Where will we buy bread so that these people can eat?" He asked this to test him, for he himself knew what he was going to do. Philip answered him, 200 denarii worth of bread wouldn't be enough for each of them to have a little. One of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, said to him, "There's a boy here who has 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what are they for so many?" Jesus said, "Have the people sit down." There was plenty of grass in that place, so they sat down. The men numbered about 5,000. And Jesus took the loaves, and after giving thanks, he distributed them to those who were seated. So also with the fish, as much as they wanted. When they were full, he told his disciples, "Collect the leftovers, so that nothing is wasted." So they collected them and filled 12 baskets with the pieces from the 5 barley loaves that were left over by those who had eaten. When the people saw the sign he had done, they said, "This truly is the prophet who is to come into the world." Therefore, when Jesus realized that they were about to come and take him by force to make him king, he withdrew again to the mountain by himself. So, we see Jesus, he has crossed over the Sea of Galilee, and he is with his disciples. There's a huge crowd that's following him because they've seen the signs. They've seen him heal people. So, Jesus and his disciples go up on the mountain. And Jesus looks up, and he sees the crowd coming towards him. And he asked one of his disciples, Philip, said, "Where are we going to buy bread to feed these people?" So Jesus knew what he was going to do. But he did this to test Philip. And Philip goes, well, if we have 200 denarii, which that's amount of money they had back then, if we have that much money, that's not going to be enough for people to even have just a little bit. And so then there's Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, said, hey, there's this boy. He's got 5 loaves and 2 fish. Now, here's a picture of 5 crackers and 2 goldfish. But we know that in the story it said there's 5 loaves of bread and there's actually 2 real fish. And Andrew says, well, that's not gonna feed the many. And so Jesus had everybody sit down on the grass. So they're sitting there. So he took 5 loaves and 2 fish, and he prayed, and then he took the bread and the fish and took it to all the people. Now, you're thinking, well, how many people were there? It says there were 5,000 men. Now, that's just saying that there was 5,000 men. But they had their wives with them and their children, so there could have been 10,000 or even more people there. And so they take all this food now, and they start taking it to all the people. And then the Bible says that there were leftovers, 12 basketfuls. So the people got as much fish and much bread as they wanted. But there's still so many leftovers. So he told the disciples, hey, go get all the leftovers. And so they brought it back, 12 basketfuls. And so the people were in amazement. They're like, whoa. And they knew there was something different about Jesus. Because he had taken these 5 loaves, 2 fish, and he fed everybody. There is something different about Jesus. Because we know Jesus is 100% God and he's 100% man. And so he knows our thoughts. He knows everything about us. Just like he knew what Philip was going to say. Jesus knew what he was going to do. And so we see that everybody's in the story, everybody's happy, everybody's got their food, and they're in amazement. But you know what? Just like Jesus provided for those people, he provides for us. And we know the greatest need that we have is Jesus. Because we know Jesus came to save us from our sin. Right? He died on the cross and rose 3 days later. We know that if we turn from our sin and put our faith and trust in him, that he will save us. So that's the biggest need that we have. But we also know that there's other needs that we have. Just like the people, they got food and they need their bellies full. We need food, right? To survive. And so God provides that for us. He provides a job for your parents so that they can make money, so they can provide for you, so they can go to the grocery store and get food. And also, provides a car so you guys can get around easier. He provides a home and what you're watching this from, so that you have a roof over your head. The clothes that you have on, he provides that. So, we see God provides a lot of things for us. And he knows what we need. That's what's so great about God. He knows. Because he is all-knowing. And so, what I want you to do is I want you to take this time and I want you to think about all the needs that God meets. You could even get with your parents and just think about a day. Just take the whole day and think, okay, what needs does he meet each day? And you'll be amazed at that. So you can do that. You can get with your family and you can talk about this. You can even go back through the story and read it again. Or I know some of you guys like to act out things. So you could even act out the story. You could even have your own, if you had your own bread and your own fish, you could do that too. Or if you had some goldfish, you can do that as well. So Anyway, you can go ahead and get with your family. And I just want to say that I miss you guys, and I'm praying for you, and I hope to see you soon. All right, for today's craft, of course, we talked about in our lesson today about Jesus feeding the 5,000. He had 5 loaves, 2 fishes. And so today, you guys are going to take this basket that we have, and you can color it, and you can cut it out. And then you got the 5 loaves of bread. You can cut those out and color those, and then you have the 2 fishes there. So you can print this at TusculumBaptist.org. So I hope you have a great time doing this craft.